Also tonight, the director of schools in Bristol, Tennessee is apologizing tonight for calling himself a PhD.
Earlier this week, a Sullivan County commissioner publicly questioned Tom Sisk's educational background and specifically why he calls himself a doctor with a PhD. Ansley Daniel found out that title will not be used anymore.
Josh and Sarah, after days of unanswered questions, Bristol, Tennessee's school superintendent Tom Sisk contacted me today by phone. He's out of state at a conference, but said he wanted to clear up his educational background and why he no longer plans to use the title in connection to his job.
We're talking about Tom Sisk as a pneumatist, and so if somebody wants to question the validity of that numismatic degree as a client who brings me their coins to evaluate, I think that's a valid conversation.
After concerns were raised over the validity of his use of the title doctor, Bristol, Tennessee's director of schools, Tom Sisk, is apologizing.
I do feel like I've been a little snookered by it. I'm obviously embarrassed by it, and certainly I'm apologetic not only to the board but to the teachers who feel like they have been misled.
Sisk says he obtained a doctorate of numismatics from Ashwood University in 2004, an online institution based in Pakistan that claims to offer a wide variety of life experience degrees. Numismatics is the study of coins and money and is widely considered a Doctor of Arts degree, abbreviated as DA. But when signing official documents as director of schools, Sisk has used the term PhD, which stands for Doctor of Philosophy.
I thought that was the correct set of letters because I hadn't looked at a transcript in 16 years. And in the last 16 years, I had not ever been questioned on it. So I have to own that.
Sisk now says he doesn't plan to continue using the title in his educational role.
To continue with that kind of language on official documentations, knowing now what I know, that would be misleading, intentionally misleading, and I'm not going to do that.
Advanced degrees often mean more pay for educators, but Sisk says his doctorate wasn't a requirement for the Bristol job, and he wouldn't expect to pay those in his system for degrees that don't fall within the field.
If you're going to pursue a degree that you expect to get paid for, it needs to be relevant to the work that you're doing.
All in all, he says he hopes he and the system can move forward from this.
To those who have felt misled, I'm going to do my best to work as hard as I can to earn their faith. And I'm going to continue to do it every day as long as the board will let me.
Sisk says he took a pay cut to come to Bristol, and he thinks his experience got him the job here, not his doctor title. We reached out to the chairman of the school board today, who earlier in the week called the degree question a distraction. He said the board is making progress on the issue, and he had no further comment. Josh?
Ansley Daniel, thank you. Sisk will address this issue again at the Monday Bristol, Tennessee School Board meeting. That meeting set for 6 o'clock.